The entire South Australian Parliament has been shut down by COVID scare this morning after former Premier Jay Weatherill tested positive to the disease. Mr Weatherill caught the virus at a school reunion with two other people who attended the weekend event, also testing positive.
Now, he later met with several MPs, including the Opposition Leader Peter Malinauskas and his deputy Susan Close. It is the first case of community transmission in the state since it's opened its borders to the east last week. State political reporter Stacey Lee joins us now from outside Parliament House in Adelaide. Stacey, good morning. So just tell us what appears to have happened and, importantly, how many have been exposed.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. Well, we know that the former Premier, Jay Weatherill, has been in South Australia for a number of days. He arrived after the state opened its borders last week. He now resides in Perth, and he's been here to start off a national tour where he's going around the country in his new job. He attended a press conference on Monday morning and has been having many high-level meetings since the weekend. The weekend is when he's believed to have been exposed to COVID-19. As you say, he attended a high school reunion in Norwood in Adelaide's eastern suburbs, where at least two other people, both men in their 50s, have so far tested positive for COVID-19. Now, Jay Weatherill's case is yet to be reported because it's understood he only tested positive late yesterday. As a result of many of the meetings he's had, a number of parliamentarians have had to go and get tested and go into isolation. That includes the Opposition Leader Peter Malinauskas and the Deputy Opposition Leader Susan Close. Mr Malinauskas has tweeted this morning saying his test has come back negative, but despite that, Parliament remains closed today. It was meant to be the last sitting day of the year, but SA Health has written a letter to all parliamentarians and their staff saying for their safety and so contact tracers can do their job, Parliament won't be going ahead for at least the morning session. It was meant to resume at 11 a.m. and then break before question time this afternoon, but that morning session won't be taking place now.
OK, the morning's out. Does it mean all parliamentary business for the rest of the day and the week is on hold? We don't know, I guess.
Yeah, we don't know yet if question time will be up. They have gotten through, as they do at this time of year, they tend to get through legislation quite quickly to try and wrap it up. So they did get through a few fairly important bits of legislation yesterday. There were a few minor things that they were trying to get through today. So I wonder if they'll even resume at all. And
Stacey, dealing with COVID in Sydney and Melbourne is fairly common now, but of course it's the first case of community transmission in South Australia. What's the mood more generally like?
Yeah, it's definitely the first case of community transmission in some time. We did have some cases early on in the pandemic, but there hasn't been one. I'd have to triple check, but I think for around 12 months here. The mood has been a bit nervous since the borders opened last week. Many were excited to be reunited with family members who they hadn't been able to see for many months, but others were very cautious about the borders opening. And now that we are seeing community transmission and we're seeing a lot of exposure sites being listed on the SA Health website, it's got many people very nervous, especially in the lead up to Christmas. Those people who are here in South Australia and maybe don't have family members interstate, or people who are older and are feeling a little bit more vulnerable, or those with young children that can't yet be vaccinated, have been feeling quite nervous about the borders opening, and especially about South Australia being one of the first states to open up. So I can only imagine this is adding to those stresses for those people at the moment. SA Health says they are frantically trying to contact trace and work out who the close contacts are, but given Jay Weatherill was here and did have so many meetings and so many people may have been exposed at Parliament House, they're just taking every precaution they can by closing it down and trying to get on top of the contact tracing and stay ahead of it so we don't get in a situation where we're falling behind and then the exposure has been increased.
As contact tracers need all the time they can get. So well said, Stacey. Thank you so much.